women's quad sculls final. See, we've got the Olympic champion. Here we see the lineup for the women's quad sculls final. See, we've got the Olympic champions and the world champions going head to head in this one. See, crew from France over in lane number 1 has come through a very tough race yesterday. Quality repechage. They just managed to push out the crew from Russia. Lane 2, so Olympic champions Ukraine, but they've needed to rebuild and reshape this boat with a few changes in there. Netherlands had a great race in Bled and a good win in the heats here as well to put themselves in that centre lane, but they're alongside the crew from Germany here who were first in Bled, and they're the world champions from 2014. They've made a crew change since then. Home favourites, of course. They're also racing well in Bled and won their repechage well, and then the crew from Great Britain here over in lane 6. And we're very quickly away with this one. All crews getting away well, trying to keep those blades clean, getting 2 sculls out in front of them. And it looks really nothing has gone on out of the ordinary in this one.
I guess if people are wondering why we're looking at women's quads now, the reason is because the British broadcasters, the BBC, have asked World Rowing to change, as we're looking at the Ukrainians there. The Olympic champions, of course, not the same crew that won gold in 2012, but the BBC have asked the organisers to change the women's pairs event to a more suitable time for them to go on their major network, and of course Glover and Stanning will go in the women's pairs. That's the event we normally would have here on the timetable. Of course, the British quadruple, you can see just a shot of there at the top of your screen, back at in the 6th place. There is Lisa Schmidtler, the stroke, the 21-year-old Krefelder Ruder Club stroke, and the Germans in 2nd place. Of course, they won at the regatta in Bled 3 weeks ago, Greg, but home advantage got to be worth something for the crew at the top of the nearest lane 5 in the white boat, Poland. Yeah, so Poland have gone out strongly, haven't they? Great Britain, the only crew that seems to have been a little bit dropped in this first 500 here, but really moving very well in that Polish boat, like you say, on their home water. We see them moving pretty smoothly along there, coming out towards 500 gone. Yeah, that's I'm not sure the Germans were led in Bled, actually. Led in Bled, that's a nice thing, but 1:31 through the 500 metres. That's world record pace, actually, Greg. The world record was held by the Germans, set in Lucerne, and when they set that world record in 2012, they went through 1:31:37. So 1:31:65. That's only 0.3 outside of world record pace, Greg. And something we have noticed on this course as well is often this first 500 is a little bit more sheltered, and it's really only about now as the crews come out here towards 750 that they start to benefit from the tailwind. Yeah. So maybe we're in for a really quick race. Well, I wonder if the Poles haven't just thought, this is our race, we're going to blast out and really put the Germans under pressure. Maybe that wasn't a little too quick, because I mean, even though the Germans are half a length down on the Poles, they're still my favourites to take this race. And the British have recovered well, I think. Yeah, the British were slow starters actually. Now I look at it in the heat, and they look like they've got into a solid pace as we have a look now. Still at those poles, they still look like they're perhaps sprinting a little bit out in the front. And will they be able to maintain that as they feel the pressure from the crew from Germany to their right? And what I want to know is why haven't we seen more of lane 3? Well, we're not going to see them now because we're looking, as we should do, at the Germans from the right of your screen. Anna-Kathrin Thieler, Marie-Catherine Arnold, Karina Beer and Lisa Schmidtler, and the Germans drawing ever closer as they come through the halfway mark, but surprised to see Britain up there in 3rd place. Yeah, I can't help noticing Karina Beer there in the 3 seat of the German boat wearing pogies on her hands. Yeah, she always, I talked to her about that back in 2010 in Carapira, and she says she's always done that to help her hold the blades, but of course it's done her no harm. She's the fastest single in that boat. She won the German trials, beat Anna-Kathrin Thiele, who's the little sculler now in the bow of the boat. But we're looking at the bow of the Polish Agnieszka Kobus. Likes to snowboard, and so her hobbies tell us. And there, number 5 is the bow of Poland. That very fast start, they're going to pay for that now. We're looking at Monika Ciachuk from the Lotto Bydgoszcz club, the stroke of that crew, and she's doing all she can to hang on in this third quarter. But Germany are going to take the lead at some point. And there's the Dutch crew. We did start to talk about them, Greg. The white boat with lane 3 on, that's their top women's boat, coached by Josie Verdonks. And they had a good old go against Germany in Bled. And, well, the British, lane 6, are in third place, but I suspect it won't be for long, because I guess the Dutch will come through and take that bronze medal.
Well, the Dutch did have a good sprint finish in Bled, but the British have got well into a pace here. And the crew from Ukraine there taking a look over the left shoulder, trying to stay with the pace as well, because they are the Olympic champions. But as we said, they've rebuilt their boat. But coming here, Germany have really had a strong third 500 there to take the lead.
Yeah, of course, the Dutch put Boykers and Janssen from the double that were on all the posters at the Amsterdam World Championships in this quad. And you've got Chantal Achtenberg in there in the 2-seat. Stroked, of course, by Carleen Boo. And so there's a lot of experience. But while we're talking about the Dutch, of course, we should probably come back to the Germans, because they have just shown, I really like, they're really sending that boat, aren't they? Second half towards the finish. You know, nothing fussy at the front end, Greg, but they get a lot of shove on it.
Yeah, they certainly do. Sometimes you see quads look like they're it's all hit on the front end of the stroke, but they look like a little bit of acceleration, really throw the boat along and throw it off the finish as well as they come into the red buoys here.
So less than 250 metres to go. Germany out in front. They're the crew in the yellow boat. Poland still hanging on to second place. The Dutch have got through the British, who are in fourth, nearest us. But it's Lisa Schmittler leading her crew. Behind Schmittler is Karina Behr. Then comes Marie-Catherine Arnold and Anna-Kathrin Thiele. She's on the right of your screen. Going to cross the line first. Holland coming through into second place ahead of Poland. It looks like they'll take the silver. Holland at the top of your screen. Poland in the white boat, lane 5, and Britain probably settling for fourth place in the yellow boat nearest to us. So that's Germany gold, Holland silver. What happened there? Poland, they're putting Poland up ahead of Britain.
I think Poland did get it just ahead of Britain, but what an interesting race with Poland going out so strongly, Holland going out so slowly, and then really reverse in the second half of the race there.
Ukraine and France come in sixth place. Olympic champions still haven't found the form to take to the top of the leaderboard. But no doubt in Germany, they've been in a race. Look at Schmittler on the left of your screen. She's absolutely destroyed. Thiele congratulates Marie Arnold, but the Netherlands, well, I think they left too much to the Poles, but they rode a measured race and they got that silver medal. But they'll want to beat the Germans. That's what they want, to win gold medals in this event.
They do. They'll learn a lot from that race, though, to go out and let themselves get that dropped and then come through like that.
Look at that. Agnieszka Kobus is led back in the boat. They absolutely blasted off, didn't they, to try and dominate the Germans. I thought it was a great tactic. Fair enough, you put the Germans under pressure. There's the Ukrainians we see off the start.
Well, they did get away well, and it's quite fun sitting here because we've got the Polish commentary team sitting alongside us. They were delighted to see the result coming through, that at least they're going to make it onto the medal ceremony.
I didn't think the British quad would be as close to a medal as that. And I think,
That's
by
a real
the young
turnaround,
Jess Leyden in the stroke seat, to be that close to a medal and that close to the Germans, I mean, they'll be frustrated missing out on a medal. But I think British quad round has been out of it, and maybe they're back on track now.
Yeah, so we can see the confirmation there of the result.